What's up, floor gang? So, anyways, that was the shot that I shot a few days ago, trying to mimic MKBHD's robotic movements, and I was pretty proud of what I made. So I posted it to Twitter, and the tweet kind of got blown up, and most of you guys wanted to know how I shot that shot. Yeah, so basically in today's video, I'll be breaking down the whole process. Now, first, let me tell you that while shooting that part, I did not document the whole process, so I'll be doing it right now, making a completely different shot just for you guys. So yeah, with that being said, let's get started. Now, the whole process is not that difficult, but all you need is a perfect hand movement. Now, I don't want to sound cliche, but basically you'll have to practice your hand movements and basically practice the framing of your subject and also the movement and some few other things that you'll have to keep in mind. So anyways, I have a list of things that might help you in keeping some or basically getting a better shot. So first one is basically keeping the subject in frame. Now, you can always use a tripod or something like that so that you can eliminate the camera shake or wobble. And also using a tripod makes it much more easier to handle your camera. I personally use the tripod, so yeah. And also while shooting, you need to make sure that you're using grid lines because they are really going to help you to frame the shot correctly and precisely. Now, next thing is camera settings. Basically there's nothing specific that you need to set in order to get this particular shot. Shoot at your highest resolution or highest frame rate, and basically shoot at highest frame rate because it becomes kind of easier to edit in post if there is any need to slow down the footage or anything like that. And the final thing is basically, as I said in the beginning, getting the hand movement right. So yeah, all this basically will get you the perfect shot. So now let's switch to the point of view camera, or basically I'll hold the camera in the hand and show you guys the setup and everything, and then yeah, I'll show you how I did it. And we are rolling. So we are at the POV camera, and first things first, I'll explain you the setup. So yeah, let's move on to the setup. So if you guys can see, this is the entire setup. Now let me explain you what things I have got. So first here, this is a homemade DIY softbox. You can say I made it with some LED lights that I had lying around in the house, and that is to fill in the subject from the left side. And on the right side, I have this cello lamp that also helps kind of filling in the subject from the right side. And then I have the tripod and the camera. Now let me make it clear that I did not shoot on the phone. This is just there for reference. I also have a tissue paper, which is basically a very important thing to get this shot, and I explain how it helps. That is where my phone was in the shot, and those books are actually not meant to be props. Those are like my frame of reference kind of things. So like, let me explain. So when my camera is here, this is where I will stop so that it makes sure that I have the subject in frame. And similar thing on the right side as well. When I slide the tripod here, that is where it will stop so that I will know that my subject will be in frame. Also, sorry for some muffled audio because I'm not using a separate microphone to shoot this, and also please ignore the camera shake. So that is pretty much the setup, and to get a shot, I'll show you how you should do it. And so yeah, let's do this. So the first shot is basically pretty basic. It is just me zooming into the camera. What I did is I held a camera like this. It was something like this, and then I just went on sliding the camera close to my subject. Now this was pretty easy, as you can always use the grid lines to make sure that your subject is in the frame. So that's how I got the first shot. Now here's where things start getting complicated at the second shot, because you need to do that sudden movement. That can be sketchy, but as I said, I don't want to sound cliche. You just need to practice this thing a lot to basically get it right. So what I did was I zoomed in like this, right? And then I moved my camera very quickly and then stopped it suddenly. So that's how I stopped my camera, a sudden stop. And also this book was not so far away, it was kind of close, so it was a reference for me to stop right there. and basically it turned out pretty well. Also auto focusing on your camera so that your subject doesn't go out of focus. Now second movement basically is also pretty similar. What I did, this book was here, right here, and I just flung the camera from left to right. This was also pretty easy, but if you look closely in the video, it is not that symmetrical. But like, I don't feel like it has to be symmetrical because then it looks too much mechanical kind of thing. So that was the second move, and the third move was pretty easy. Third move, I did it pretty slowly, and then I speed ramped it while editing in post. So the third move was getting the camera over here and getting the subject dead center in the frame. What I did, I just moved the camera slowly over here until my subject was in frame, and then I pulled it back. That's how easy it is. And then the rest of the magic was done in post. I'll tell you guys what you are supposed to do in post to make it feel better. And also make sure that you are not speed ramping any of these moves, because you need that motion blur in your video for it to look real. Now, if you do it real slow like this and then speed ramp it in post, it is not going to look real. I have tried that. It just looks trash. So make sure you are getting the camera movement right, and that should pretty much be it. So let's move on to post, shall we? Alright, here we are in post, and I've imported the clip. And I know I should have used something familiar like Premiere Pro, because most of you guys might be using Premiere, but for some weird reason my laptop kept on crashing while recording, so I decided to switch to Sony Vegas. But anyways, the things that we are going to do in Sony Vegas are pretty much the same that we would have done in Premiere Pro. So basically the things that we are going to do in Sony Vegas, you can always do those things in Premiere as well. Nothing different or nothing out of the way. So anyways, let me explain you what is to be done. So first thing you need to see is if you are satisfied with the speed of your video, and if you are, pretty good enough. If you are not, then you can always do some speed ramping, which we are going to do. You need to see if you are satisfied with the speed. If you are not, you can always ramp it up or slow it down. So the first move, I'm pretty happy with the speed of the first move. Looks pretty good enough. The first zoom in towards the subject, pretty good enough. So let's move on to the main sudden camera move, so which is this one. I feel that this should have been a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do is mark the frame where I start the move, and then again mark the frame where I end it. So this will make it basically easier for you to edit the stuff out. Then once you have marked that, you can cut these clips and then add a velocity graph to the clip. So in this case, I want it to be a little bit faster, not too fast. So I'll set this to 125%, and that should work pretty good enough. So yeah, see, that looks pretty good, right? And I'm pretty happy with it. So this is basically the thing that you have to do with each and every part of the video. See if you are satisfied with the speed of the video. If you are not, then you can ramp it up or slow it down. And I don't need to teach you how to do that. You can always Google it up. And also, I'm not very familiar with this recording pattern and making these kind of videos, so sorry for the bad audio or video that you are experiencing right now. But anyways, all I want to do is make the concept clear, and yeah, that is pretty much it. So once you are done ramping, speed ramping, and slowing some clips down, your video should look good. And also the last part, as I said, we had shot it slowly because we needed our phone to be dead center in the last. So all you guys can do is mark the first position of your movement and the last position of your movement, cut these clips out, add a velocity graph to this, speed it up to say 125%. That should look pretty good. See, looks pretty good, right? So yeah, that's the basic thing that you have to do in editing. And once you're done, you can export it out. You can always color grade, and also you can add some music to your clips. Why not? So yeah, that is the post part. I hope you got the main concept of what is to be done. So yeah, that was pretty much the whole process of how I shot that shot, and I hope you guys liked it. If you want more videos like this, do let me know in the comment section below, and also a like and subscribe would be appreciated. So yeah, with that being said, I'm Anurag, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.